Rivers flow all through golden dreams in the hills where treasures gleam. Hand and shovel, steady hand, searching for a promised land. Under starlit skies we roam, finding peace our hearts find home.
Tuesday night, let's gather around. Friends and fam, the vibes are clear.
With great guests, the stories to tell, a treasure of laughs we know so well. Hangout Live, where we all thrive. Camaraderie shines, the dreams come alive. Flash fam strong, we're digging the gold. Together we sparkle and stories unfold.
So join the stream, the time is right. It's Tuesday night, so let's gather around. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, let's gather round. Flash in your pan is the place we found. Golden treasure, stories to share. Flash bands here, good vibes are in the air. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Digging for dreams till the night is done. Join the crew where the treasure thrives. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. So grab your pan and bring your cheer. Flash fans call and the gang's all here. Tuesday night, we're going strong. Come join the stream where you belong.
Tuesday night, let's gather around. Flash in your pants, the place we found. Golden treasure, source to share. The Flash fam's here, good vibes are in the air. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Dig it, dreams of the night is on. Join the crew and the treasure thrives. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. So grab your pad and bring your cheer. Flash fam's calling, the gang's all here. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. We're going strong, and join the stream where you belong. Tuesday night, let's get around. Flash sheep the place, the place we found. Don't let change, it's always a chill. Flash fan, turn your blood with the air. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Join the crew with treasure prize. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. So back up and break your cheer. Flash from Tony and go hell. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Tuesday night, Hangout Live.
It's Tuesday night, let's gather round. Bashing your pan is the place we found. Golden treasure, stories to share. The Flash band's here, good vibes are in the air. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. Dig the dreams till the night is done. Join the crew where the treasure thrives. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. So grab your pan and bring your cheer. Flash band's calling, the gang's all here. Tuesday night, Hangout Live. We're going strong. Come join the stream where you belong.
Let's gather around, friends and family. The vibes are clear, with great guests and stories to tell. The treasure lies, we know so bad, where we all rise, camaraderie shines. The dreams gone live, just flash we're on, to dig in and go. We step very small, and stories unfold.
Hey, it's Tuesday night, gather around. Friends and family, good vibes all around. Dreams, yes, stories to tell. Treasure of life, you know so well. Tuesday night, where we all thrive. Glory shines, the dreams come alive. Flash fans come, we're digging the gold. Together we squad, the stories unfold. Growing the dream, the time is right. Tuesday night, so let's gather around. Tuesday night, Hangout Live.
Hey, YouTubers and friends. Try and say hi to each and every one of you in the chat. Welcome, all of you. Tonight, I have a couple of Southwestern prospectors joining me tonight. Collin and Conor of T.D.F. Gold Road to Gold. Almost had a dyslexic moment there and said gold to road. Jeez. Long cold day. It's 0 degrees on the zero right now in my part of Ohio. I hope all of you are staying warm or whatever the case may be. Remember Dennis Peterson, the president of the U.S. Constitutional of Mining Districts, U.S. Congress of Mining Districts, Dennis Peterson. He has his books out in my community tab, his email. They're only $10 each, plus $5 for shipping. Finding, filing, and owning a federal mining claim, the history of mining districts, administrative rulemaking, and how to restart a mining district. If you're serious about mining, it might be some good reads for you on that. Also, you'll be seeing a link pop in for my personal friend, Melissa Gale / Melissa Browning of M&M Prospecting here on YouTube. Here's her CD release, Why Are We? It's very good, and there's actually one song in there that pertains to the lifestyle of gold prospecting. If you like country, I'd recommend it. Ask Banshee Mining. Julie will tell you. Julie will tell you. Kenneth, the dredging legend from Idaho, in the house. Bent Fork Prospecting. Mi amigo David Villa. Dorothy Richardson, great to see you as always. Karen Yuntz. I hope I'm not butchering that, Karen, but I can do that to names. But thank you very much for being here. Top Cat Josh, good to see you. Paul C, Gold Hunter 77, Kevin, good to see you. There were some new people in the house. Can't forget Megadog and Gene, though. Karen Forrester, good to see you. Matt Philly, welcome. And I saw a Jennifer up there. Josh Cooper, good to see you. Stephen Frintz, good to see you, buddy. There's another Stephen in the house. Stephen and Stephen, welcome. If this is your first time here, thanks for subscribing, because I make it, you have to be a subscriber to chat, because it stops the bots. Nothing personal if you're not a subscriber, but it stops the bots. But subscribe, great show. It's free. Hit that like button while you're at it and ring that bell. John F., hope you're doing good, brother of another mother. It's good to see prospecting friends from all across the country. Last but not least, the world's greatest moderator. Glad it got there good, Mr. Lodak. Well, enough of that jabber. Collin and Conor are in the backstage hanging out. keeping their cats at bay. And it's about time to get this show started. So we'll be back in a bit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. It's Tuesday night, Hangout Live. With your host, Ed Marvin. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a Flash in Your Pan production.
Oh yeah, super chat. Jason the Mason, the Flower Gold Wizard. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate the $49.99 super chat. Welcome to Tuesday Night Hangout Live, guys.
Thanks for having us, Ed.
Yeah, thank you.
Not a problem. I'm gonna make you guys big right here.
Oh,
So they're here for you guys, not me. That's
Maybe a little bit of both.
yeah. I have some good friends here in this chat that I've actually met, hung out on the river with, and some I'm going to meet someday, and some
Nice.
that's been around for a very long time.
We've been on a couple of YouTube blind dates. They're fun.
It can
Those
be
are the best.
rather frightening, though. Sometimes it's like a Coyote Ugly night.
Yeah, that was like the first time we met Brad. That was a little Coyote Ugly.
That was a little Coyote. Wasn't expecting much, but he delivered the world apparently.
Here, I want to show you something that I knew would come up. I knew it. I had no doubt about it. Right there. Gold porn tonight. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
We might have some, okay?
Just might. Behave Bacchus, and
It's
you might.
only minutes into it. You guys are going to have to definitely tame it down for a second. Give us at least 15 minutes and then get rowdy.
Karen's like, whoop, whoop, T.D.F.
Woo!
Woohoo! I have a poll going on right now. Have you ever prospected in the desert? I couldn't vote on my own poll, or it would have been a no. Everywhere I
I didn't
prospected.
vote on your poll at all.
Well, we know that answer. We know that answer. But 27% says yes, and 73% says no. They have not. Out of 44 votes. So most of us, I guess, live around where there's water.
That must be nice.
Yeah, it's a task in itself.
Although prospecting in the desert for as long as we have, going to water is very weird.
It is.
Well, I could imagine.
It's a whole nother animal.
Going to a place that has water or prospect, it's like being treated. You
Yeah.
go there, you're like, oh, you could just set up a pump right here. Oh, you could just pan right here. You don't need to fill up 3 jugs of water.
Or the sluice box.
Yeah.
The first time I tried setting up a sluice box, I failed miserably.
I had
It's all on video. I had no idea what I was doing. The box got loaded up so fast, it made my head spin.
it hurts to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I was also
Flower,
not there for that trip, so
Flower Gold Wizard says, try the Great Lakes.
Great Lakes.
I've actually
is it Golden?
prospected a
Yeah.
little that gentleman on the Lake Superior.
Yeah.
And, it was a good time. Fine gold. Like on the beaches of Nome or Juneau or Washington State. But I could imagine you guys use a dry washer quite a bit or
Yep.
nugget hunt.
Yeah. we have two different dry washers.
We actually, yeah. So dry washer wise, we have two now. We've got a puffer style, and then we call it our forced induction, which is your blower style.
Right.
And yeah, we do a little bit of nugget hunting too. We've just recently started finding gold with the metal detectors after 4 years of owning one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's 10 to my 2.
All of a sudden, it was he found one, and I was like, all right, cool. And I found one, and it was like, oh, I found another one. Oh, I found another one. Oh, I found another one. And he's sitting here still hating me about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
I'm trying to remember if it was a video or a live I was watching. And okay, I think Collin, Conor. You weren't there, Conor, and Collin found it and sent you a picture. And you,
that was our last video that we put up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought that was pretty funny. But
Yeah.
I was surprised at your clean out or your cleanup rather.
I was too.
I was hoping you guys have more from the way you were describing your pans and that pay layer in the desert.
So, I want to say it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, we had gone out and gone down that wash a little bit, and we dry washed. We started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't stop till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because we did night shift too.
We did night shift, and we ended up, dry washing that whole time. We had two different dry washes going, the puffer style and the blower style going, and we ended up pulling 1.25 grams through that whole time period.
Was that including or not including the half grammer that you found in my hole?
That was including the half gram nugget I found in your hole with my metal detector.
And what was funny about that was as I was digging the hole and I got down on my knees and I was trying to scrape up all the loose stuff that I could to put in the shovel.
And I just came in, I was like, bloop, bloop.
I was thinking to myself, there's a nugget here. There has to be a nugget here. And then 10 minutes later, he pulls out a half gram nugget. Still hate you for that.
Don't feel bad, Conor. I was up in the mother lode with Smith's Gold and Two Toes, and they took me, Toledo Justano and I, to their claim, and we're hiking down the hill, and Gary Two Toes goes, this place looks interesting to me. And before we even got to the gravel bar in our home base for the day, and before Jeff even laid down his backpack, Gary's hopping down the mountain like a mountain goat. Look what I found, guys. I go up with them, and I'm working this ridge that looked pretty nice, and I'm finding boot tacks, and Gary pulls out another nugget 10 feet away from me. I did get 3 nice nuggets that day. Between the 6 of us, we pulled 1.25 ounces out of that valley.
Wow,
that's nice.
Oh,
it was a good day. Good day. Oh, speaking of the devil, or thinking of the devil, Willie Shiny Gold. Congratulations on the 100,000. About time, dude.
Yeah, about time, Willie.
Why is there running like a strip?
What's up, all you gold nerds?
Because I have
Hit the
cooler
like
lighting than you,
button.
dude.
Don't be a hot rock. Also, I add, ask him why the room is lit like a strip club.
He's just jealous.
It's because we're from Vegas. We got to just keep it going.
Yeah.
We got to keep the theme here.
Yeah, they're from Sin City. Leave the guy alone. Hey, Travis, how are you doing? Brad, Aiden, good to see you. Oh, well, welcome. So, what's behind T.D.F's Road to Gold start?
Well,
What's the story?
Okay, well, I should start it.
he needs to start this one because it pretty much started.
So
our gold prospecting had started with Conor here.
Yeah. So was it 5 years ago? Me and our buddy Nick were reminiscing about the haunted Horton mine in northern Nevada. So I was like, "Oh yeah!" So I found it on YouTube. I watched it, with the chains swinging back and forth, and I'm sure most of you have seen it. And I don't know what happened, but the next video that popped up was a Jeff Williams video.
Good old YouTube algorithm.
Good old YouTube algorithm. So
right.
I was intrigued, so I watched it. I can't remember the video it was, but he obviously had found some gold, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that seems interesting enough. That seems pretty easy." And I kept watching his videos, and I got more entranced by it and more intrigued. And me and Nick had started going out to Nelson's, Nevada, because it's not too far from us, and there's some gold mines out there. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, we'll go find some gold. We'll go check out some old gold mines." And I think a couple weeks after that, you had texted me to.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey man, I need some shocks for my truck. Can you help me?" Because he works for an off-road shop, and he's like, "All right." So we went down. We were putting the shocks on the truck. He's like, "Hey, me and Nick are gonna go hiking this weekend. Do you want to go with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I like hiking. Yeah, I'm down." So I met up with them, get in the truck, and we start going, and we walk up this trail or wash or whatever it was, and then he's like, he's got a 5-gallon bucket in his hand with a rock hammer and a little shovel. I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing with that?" He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go looking for gold too." I'm like, "There's gold here?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, yeah, I'm down." And here we are.
5 years later.
All because he said, "Let's go hiking."
Yep.
Let's go hiking and.
Hey, bud, you want to go hiking?
So it's became a pretty good inside joke with us. So if you do hear it in one of our videos or live stream or anything like that, and you say, "Hey, let's go hiking," that is what it's referring to.
Yep.
Okay, now what does T.D.F stand for, and how does it represent your gold prospecting
I
journey?
think I need to go with that one again first.
So the whole story behind the TDF is actually from Conor, and then we liked it, so let him go with that.
So we also have another buddy. Well, we don't really talk to him anymore, but he was driving up to Ely a lot to bring his kid up there and pick him up and whatnot, divorce, blah, blah, blah. And there was a rock quarry off to one of the sides of the roads, off to the left side, I think he said. And he pointed at our buddy Nick, and he goes, "Hey, that's one of those dirt farms where they farm dirt." And Nick told me that story, and
then he told me, and
yep.
He said, "It's a dirt farmer." And I said, "Well, we're going gold prospecting, so we're kind of farming dirt. So we're the dirt farmers, right?"
Dirt farmers.
So TDF is the dirt
The
farmers
dirt farmers. Or if you ask anybody else, it's the two dumb friends
or two drunk friends
or two drunk friends or whatever you want it to be.
So originally we had started the channel as the Dirt Farmers Adventures, where we would go. Our first video was on gold prospecting. The second video is not up anymore because for other reasons. But we would go
Right.
we would go fishing, hiking, and we'd do a whole bunch of stuff. And throughout our first year and a half, 2 years of doing YouTube, I had friends at work that were saying, "Hey, I'm watching your stuff, and I finish your video, and I'm getting recommended farming stuff, like actual like farming equipment and stuff like that." I'm like, okay,
Check out this John Deere.
so clearly the algorithm with YouTube was saying, "Hey, these guys are farmers, and they're recommending farmer stuff." So I'm like, okay, well, we need to do something about this because it's not working. But we wanted to keep our origin of the dirt farmers, so we abbreviated it to TDF, and then we tried to come up with something that we thought would fit with our prospecting adventures, which ended up being Road to Gold, because
that took us a while to get there, though.
It did. And the whole Road to Gold part of the name was, we're on our way to finding all the gold. So we're taking everyone on the adventure with us to find that gold.
Yeah, we want to show what it's actually like to start prospecting if you're new, to 5 years later to where we're at. We want to show
the struggles, the fun parts, everything about it. It's
everything. It's not like, oh, hey, every time we go out, we find a lot of gold. No, sometimes you don't find any. Sometimes you find.
There's a lot of channels that, they won't show those hard times or
exactly
pull tab days when that's all you pull up with your metal detector
or hot
square
rocks.
nails
It's
or BBs,
we
shotgun pellets.
We like to show people that stuff because when we as we've grown as a channel too, we've had a lot of great subscribers that have loved our long form videos, our shorts, our lives, and they see that it's not just going out there and, oh, look, a pile of gold. It's like, oh, they found a 1/10 of a gram today. That's it. Well, yeah, that's really, really all it was.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. Like even you saw that quote unquote pay streak.
Oh,
yes,
right.
Pay streak is, a big term at that point. But for us, a pay streak is, that could buy us 30 cases of beer. That's a pay streak.
Yeah.
Well, the bummer thing about pay streaks, dredging, sluicing, high banking, dry washing, they could be this long.
They could be that long.
Luckily for us, it's been long, and it's been pretty consistent for the time that we've been there, and we've been pushing that area for about 3 months.
Yeah,
and there's been quite a bit coming out of that. So there's more to come within our own videos from that, but that spot itself has really put a fire under our ass to find some really good gold, because this year we kind of sat down, we discussed, we consider ourselves a pretty good team with stuff, and we're like, hey, we need to produce more, and not just gold wise, but for videos for our subscribers and stuff like that, where we want to show, hey, we're not just finding pull tabs and hot rocks and black sand all the time. We're finding more gold, but this is what it's taken to do it. So it's pushed us to go out there more often, find more gold, and since this spot, we've actually decided to build a wash plant.
That's an interesting wash plan. I think the first video I ever saw of yours guys was your wash plan.
No, I haven't even put it out on YouTube yet.
No,
That video will be coming out in a couple weeks.
You'll all be
It's a
shocked.
It's
a monster.
I built that whole thing in about 2 months, and the thing is gigantic.
Yeah, I helped with maybe 20% of it based on my work schedule. And when he said he got it all done and it just needed to be brought out there, I walked in his garage and his side yard. That's how big it is.
I've ran out of room in my garage for it.
It's a monster for sure.
I could have swore it was connected to you guys somehow, or you were talking about it.
So we did put out there was a short and a video that we put out I think last year. It had a wash plant in it, but that was our buddy Adam and Eric from Silver State of Mines. That's their YouTube channel. They have a wash plant on their property, and we did a video on it. That was the video you're probably referring to. They called it Big Blue. They've done, I don't know, 10 renditions of it now.
Yeah.
They were just out with us.
Big Blue, Little Blue, Baby Blue.
About 2 weeks ago we were out, and that's when we were.
Isn't that always how do-it-yourself is, though?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you have one idea, and then you tweak it from there on out.
Yeah.
Our wash plant's been up for
a couple weeks.
A couple weeks. We've ran it a couple times, and I'm already going, okay, well, I need to do this, that, and the other thing to it. You know, it's part of it. It's a lot of work to get it started, and afterwards you're like, oh, this can be a lot more work than I thought, because now since it's running, you know, okay, well, this isn't working, that's not working. This works great, but this could tweak a little bit, you know, stuff like that.
I can tell you this from obviously being there personally. You better have a raincoat on.
It gets real wet, real wet, real quick.
Real quick,
yeah. Thank you, Mandy's Candy, for being a member for 5 months and re-upping your membership.
Mandy's Candy, she shows up on our stuff.
Yep, I've seen her on yours and
Mandy's
Willie's. Candy. Now, I take it, since it's a desert outfit, you recirculate water. So there's probably a couple of big tubs involved. Then you have a dewatering station and all that. Can you, we'll make them wait till you really release it and stuff. Willie said something, though. You're announcing something really big right now, kind of.
Yeah, we've been kind of keeping it under wraps with, like, we've done some teasers with pictures on our community posts, a couple short teasers, but the full video, we wanted everyone to really watch it and see what we've made here, because one, it's not like this wash plant is not small. It's pushing a lot of water. It's Conor. It's a big deal for us, because we've been waiting. Well, I wouldn't really say waiting, but we've been wanting to do this for a long time. And now that we've had the opportunity to actually build this and do so, and we're on a good spot, this machine itself is going to be a big deal for us. With like I mentioned earlier, producing more, showing more, having better videos. Like
what did it run the first time we ran it? Like a half a yard in 15 minutes.
We were able to run a half a yard in 15 minutes,
and that's just by shoveling dirt out of the back of my truck into the wash plant. And a half a yard before through the dry washers or our big high banker would take
6 hours to run a full yard.
Yeah. So just
for reference. Yeah.
Big difference.
So we're kind of giving a little bit of teaser action going on, you know, but at the same time, this was something we've really been working to achieve since starting gold prospecting and then getting to where we're at. We've always talked about, hey, we need to have something big that we can actually push some dirt through and find a good amount of gold in a decent amount of time. And this is what it's been.
Yeah.
Mind if I get
Oh.
back to your roots a little more, though?
Yeah, get back
oh,
to I'm going to go grab some of that gold porn out of my truck. Real
Do
quick.
that.
Okay.
We've
right.
had inquiries, but all you gold perverts, you gotta wait. I'm not gonna.
Gotta wait for the climax.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right, Willie. Quick, hit the like button. Gotta like that. Well, you could handle this, Connor. Now
Oh, yeah.
we've touched base on how'd you get involved and stuff. Being from the Las Vegas area, I fondly call it Las Wages.
Las Vegas, yep.
What draws you to Arizona for most of your prospecting when there's a lot of very well-known districts in your own area? Searchlight, Nelson, all kinds of stuff, Blair and Bullfrog.
So like we said, we started out in Nelson's, and it was kind of a bust. I know there's free mill gold in Nelson's, but it's mostly all claimed up, or private property. What drove me to Arizona was the research that I've been doing. So Collin does a lot of the a lot of the editing and camera work. I do most of the research. So I have My Land Matters, MRDS, and all the websites to figure out where the gold is, where it's been, and the Meadview Gold Basin area has intrigued me. So we started going out there for most of our prospecting, and we have found a lot of gold in Gold Basin. And then we found Meadview, and away. So we figured let's spend more of our time in Meadview, and we just started hitting it harder, and we'd find more gold. I mean, obviously sometimes we wouldn't, but it's definitely the research that led us to where we are today.
Any good prospector or anyone wanting to get into prospecting, any of us will say the same thing. Research.
Exactly.
It's just as important as sample, baby, sample. Sample.
His job.
That's on me.
He's
Also,
a research guy.
Speaking of research, our buddy Nick mentioned one day that there was a used bookstore near his house. So one day we went and checked it out, and we were searching for geological books, anything on gold and rocks. And we asked the guy that was working the counter at the time, we're like, hey, we're prospectors. We're interested in finding gold and different kind of rocks and stuff. And he was like, okay, cool. So he went on his computer and he was like, so we're clearing out a house right now, and the guy has a lot of geological books. And I was like, okay, cool. Whatever you get, text me and let me know what you find. So he texts me and goes, hey, we got 3 boxes of books. Do you want to come check it out? So me and Nick went and checked it out, and he had literally 3 boxes of USGS reports and bulletins on Nevada, Arizona, California, Idaho, British Columbia, pretty much anywhere you can think of where there would be gold. And I bought them all. So I I have books in storage now. I have books under my bed. And
books.
So anytime you research online and they pull up the PDF of all the separate pages, they could be 173 pages long. I actually have the books that you can flip through, and they have all the plates of all the geological surveys, all the different mines that they went to, and it has all the levels of the mines. It has the geological rocks that meet up with each other.
Right.
So
he's got a lot of good information in those books.
And
some of it is actually...
I bet you started getting really interested in all different types of maps also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It had all those. It had all the maps. It had everything. I had on my bed, I opened one book, and in the back is where they keep all the maps and all that. We took them out, we gently opened them up and spread them out on my bed and on the floor, and there was just
gently spread them out on your bed.
Yes. And and it was mind-boggling to me how much information was just in those 3 or 4 bookstore. And I was like, some of these I had searched for months online and couldn't find, and they're right in front of me now. So if anyone's out there looking for information, check your local used bookstore. You'd be surprised.
I'm sure antique shops too.
And antique shops, actually. Speaking of
libraries are a good source too, like old conservation corps books and stuff, and
so
there's all kinds of stuff. Ooh, some carbide lamps, nice.
Yep, one of them is actually functional, which we still need to
we need to get the stuff
test
for it.
But I got these that are
it's the one in your left hand.
It's actually the one in my right hand that's functional.
Oh, okay.
But we got these.
That one looks real good.
Yeah.
This one functions.
We got these from an antique store in Boulder City.
Nice.
So, but yeah.
My prospecting buddy and ex-co-host, Dano, he'd be drooling after those. He has a nice carbide lamp collection.
Yeah, we want to get those one of them up and running. That's because I've seen videos of that too, and they light up super bright, and I just want to see how that would look inside of like an actual mine, on how bright you could actually see with one of those.
You could go back even farther and put a candle on a peg.
yeah, this is true. Yes.
I can still get calcium carbide locally here. Well, you're in coal mining country, Bill. Bacchus has a question. Was directed towards you guys, and then my friend Thomas, Pennyweight Folks, has a question. Does the blower rig lose fine gold?
Yes, it can. We did a test with both of our dry washers, since we have a puffer and a blower. So we had set up the puffer first with the blower afterwards. So everything, all the initial virgin dirt went through the puffer dry washer. After it went through the puffer, we took the tailings of the puffer and then ran it through the blower. We panned both of them out to see what collected what, and we noticed the puffer was losing some chunkier stuff than what we anticipated. So then we reversed it. After we reversed it, did the same test, and we noticed very slight amount was getting past the blower. The blower, when we do our cleanouts, we do find that we are catching quite a bit of fine gold in there. And then with our wash plant, as we mentioned earlier, we were taking our tailings from that area and running it through the wash plant to see what we can collect. And we were collecting a lot of fine stuff from the wash plant, being that it's water-based.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that we're losing more with a blower compared to less than a puffer, that would, I mean, that's a cool video in itself, but that would have to be a whole different test. But we are definitely losing some with the blower. How much, I can't tell you, but there is some being lost. But we also did a little bit of a modification to the screen of the blower dry washer itself. So instead of it just having your plate on the bottom with your fabric screen and then the riffles, I had to replace the screen because it tore. So I took the fabric screen off, and then you had your metal punch plate on the bottom. I put the fabric, and then I also took window screening, and I put the window screening right there, stretched it, and then riveted it back together. The window screening has actually improved our recovery rate with the blower dry washer itself. I don't know exactly what it did, but we've noticed a drastic improvement of collecting gold with having that screening on there.
How about when you went to the store to buy more screen?
Okay, hold on. So when we first initially did it, we're like, okay, yeah, it's working great. One downfall is the screen is going to also classify down to whatever mesh that screening is. So you're going to have a little bit of buildup in there. I mean, we've just been turning the riffles upside down and hitting them out into the bucket. But what Conor was just saying was when we bought that dry washer used, so it already had a little bit of a tear in the screening itself. So I'm like, all right. So I went online and tried to find dry washer screening, and they were charging like, $30-$40 for screening. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I went to Joann's Fabrics. I brought my tray with me, and I'm in the fabric store, and I was like, oh, this fabric looks about the same size. And I'm blowing through it in the fabric store, and then I'm blowing through the screen. And one of the workers comes up, and she's like, sir, do you need help? I'm like, no, I'm good. I got this. And I'm just through the screen. But I bought 6 yards of fabric that I thought, blew correctly. And it's been working. So
yeah. Oh, cool.
That window screening has definitely improved the recovery rate quite a bit. I think it just helps everything slide down a little bit, and that finer stuff we've been noticing in the pans from that has been collecting because it has to now bypass not only the regular riffles, but the riffles of the window screening as well.
We've been collecting a lot more fine stuff with the window screen over the original fabric than before. So it definitely works.
I know. I presume, since I have like absolutely zero experience with dry washing and working in the desert, I have dry panned, but never run a dry washer. But I presume water treatment would significantly increase your gold take. I know everything loses some percentage, and we have yet been lucky enough to get something that captures 100%. But
so that's kind of another reason we went with building that wash plant too. Was we have a great time when we're dry washing. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but at the same time, we know when we're out there, if we dry wash, we can tell right then and there if we're on something or not. So if the dry wash is showing a good amount, we're like, okay, this is a good spot. Let's keep digging this, and we keep going. We know we're going to lose something, but then to recover potentially the rest of what the dry washer lost, then we can take that and then run it through the wash plant and recover the rest of it. And it seemed to have been working pretty well. And instead of rerunning the dry washer, you're going to have to do that a couple times before you basically have nothing left. Like, I'm sure after we've ran that stuff through the wash plant, we've lost a couple of fines and maybe in a couple chunky pieces. But for the most part, we've collected quite a bit from those tailings itself. So it's like a assembly process or disassembly process of dirt, if you will. You got to separate the heavy stuff from the small stuff and then just kind of work it down. That's what you're doing with the dry washer and a pan. You're separating and going, okay, this is what we found. But at the same time, that dry washer, since it's not as effective as water, you need to turn around and use water to find the rest of it.
Yeah.
How
Which
much
in the
water
desert
do you take
becomes-
out with you when you take water? Just 5 gallons, or do you take 20,
Oh,
30, 40, 50?
7
Plus your
So,
own
700 gallons.
beverages.
If we're just going to go out and run the dry washer and pan out our cons, we'll take about 14 gallons with us. There's two little totes that we have that are 7 gallons each, and that usually one tote will fill up our concrete tub so we can pan out of. If we want to run a
Glitching a little.
I think we need about 30 to 50 gallons to run a dry or a high banker. And then now with the wash plant, we're running about 500 to 750 gallons of water.
Yeah.
Willie tells me, our buddy Brad says, ask how much the wash plant takes.
Well, I just gave you that answer. About 700.
Too late, Willie. Yeah,
we have
they've been freezing up a little, David, but no worries.
It's kind of our baby, so we're talking about it a little bit.
Just a little.
It's a new fun thing.
Yeah, it's a new shiny toy.
Right.
But,
Why Gold says we get about 92 to 93% using the Keen 151. Lots of 100 minus mesh. No water where we are located, where their location in Arizona.
That'd be a nice one to
Yeah,
have.
what's the dry washer with the blower?
Our dry washer that we have with the blower is it's a Gold Buddy. I don't know exactly which model it was because we bought it used from
that's
some dude
our
down in Boulder.
that's our high banker too, our little one.
Yeah, that's
The
also
Gold Buddy
a Gold
also.
Buddy.
But the big high banker that we have was actually intended to be used as a dredge, and we converted it to
be used in the desert.
In the desert. Yeah. And the pump that is supposed to be used with the high banker is now powering his Frankenstein
temporarily.
I'm gonna have to keep. To be honest, I'm a live stream slut. I like live streams. I like the instant gratification and the camaraderie in the live chat room over edited videos. But I'll keep an eye out for that stuff in the future, guys. Definitely. And yeah, I believe so, Thomas. Until now, when they get their wash plant up, Thomas was asking, about how you guys mostly prospect. But it's way back there. And he was asking mostly by dry washer.
Yeah, most of our prospecting has been dry washer.
Yeah.
For the past couple of years. We have sometimes taken out our mini high banker with us, and we've used that. But the high banker itself has been for us running the dry washer for cleanups at a time. We've filled a 5-gallon bucket full of cleanouts, and then instead of having to pan it, we use the mini high banker to then con it down more and then just pan the cons from that to see what we found. But the desert, like dry washing, is the best way to go. And
yeah,
well, it seems like the less hassle. You don't have to drag out a bunch of water, and
no, just
water's heavy and takes up room.
Yeah, and now it's just filling up 10 gallons of gasoline and bringing it out there.
Yep.
You got to run we use an electric blower, but that runs off the generator.
Willie says less hassle, less gold.
Yeah,
less hassle, less gold. Yeah.
I love how much he does this sometimes. But every time
he does a lot of this.
Every time we've gone out with him,
he doesn't find anything.
I've never seen him pull out a piece of gold.
Yeah, I think he's a pocket YouTuber.
Got
gold in his pocket.
We're kidding.
Oh, is that how he finally found that picker with you guys detecting?
Yeah. We actually found that and gave it to him, and then he said he found it.
Yeah. No, he's actually he's became a really, really good friend of ours, and he knows his shit. He came out with us quite a few times, and he's really shown that he knows what he's doing. He can identify what's going on out in the desert because he does the same stuff. He's a desert prospector. He knows what he's looking at. He knows where he's going to. And we'll go out and he'll be like, yo, what about this stuff over here? And then we're looking at it, we're like, oh yeah, we didn't even think about that. So like Brad knows his shit. He's good. He knows what he's doing.
Don't boost him up too much. Next time we're gonna
you're still
go out.
Crap, dude.
Yeah, next time we're gonna go out and he's just gonna flaunt that all over the place. I fell for a classic prospector space.
I did really, really good over there last week, Brad. Hit over there. We're gonna be over here.
I actually told him last time we were out because he mentioned like the same thing, and I said I'm a pretty good fisherman, and a fisherman never tells where they find their fish at.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you'll lose a good spot. That's one reason why where I live now, it's nothing like out west where I'm from, so access is harder and places are more known and stuff. So I told I was on a GPAA lease and I had a really good day, some nice flakes and stuff, and I come back a week or two after the video release, and the whole area where I was working was bombarded. I mean, holes all over Dodge. And so I keep everything really close now. Don't show a lot of area. And I probably do that out west too.
It's hard to do to kind of keep stuff close to the chest when you are one gold prospecting, but then doing it on YouTube and you're trying to, have some cool shots for your videos and stuff like that. Like you want to throw some drone footage in and stuff, and then
but you don't want to show everybody where we're at.
Exactly. It's
hard like, oh, I know that rock.
Yeah, I know that bush.
Yeah,
right there next to that rock.
Take it from this guy. I'm good at doing that.
So
You show me a spot, I'll get on Google Maps and I'll be like, oh, I know exactly where you are.
He's taken me right to Jeff Williams spots where he's made some videos before.
Here we
Oh, yeah.
are.
Yeah, he's like, hey, and then he stops it and he's like, look, right there. I was like, yeah, you're right. That is that mountain ridge.
There's the cave right there with the ladder going up.
There's the mountain 100 miles away, and there's a rock right next to that, and I'm like, it's right there.
Yeah, he actually beat Jeff Williams to a spot one time.
I did. There was I don't know if any of you watched it, but there was a mine that he went to where there were two 45
spit it out.
Having a brain fart.
Great.
Happens to the best of us.
No, there were two 45 drifts going down, and there was another one off to the side, so there were three in total. Three. I took my dad out there, and I found the vein that was brecciated, so we decided to trench to see if there was any gold in it, and there was gold. And then a couple weeks later, Jeff went out and he found the same mine, and he was poking around, and he goes, oh, look, somebody had the same idea. They trenched right below the vein to see if there was gold in it. And I was like, yeah, that was me. I beat you to it, bud.
Yeah, Jeff, we're waiting for Jeff to subscribe to our channel. So, Jeff, if you're watching,
he might be lurking sometime.
He might be lurking somewhere.
He's been a guest on a few times.
Yeah, we're also waiting for him to see the wash plant out there, because
he's gonna drive past it.
Yeah, because where our plant is pretty close to where he goes.
So, but
I know he likes the Oatman area a lot.
Yeah,
he does love the Oatman area.
He does, which we're not too far from. A little bit out, but not too far.
No tell him wash over yonder.
Yeah, so remember, Oatman's here, and where we're at's over there. Right? Exactly.
Yeah, that way. This.
My favorite location is No Tell'em Creek.
Yes.
Just past none of your bridge, you know.
Right by wherever you're not.
Willie says
exactly.
Willie says he feels Slim lurking behind him. You better watch out.
As long as Slim is
the Prospector Fairy might have to fight Slim.
Oh yeah, the Prospector Fairy and Slim might have to duke it out one of these days.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what the Prospector Fairy is,
you might have to go check out the channel.
He's always watching.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Or
I don't think I've seen that of one of your guys. I'll have to search for it.
The Prospector Fairy. I was driving to work one day, and I was like, all right, let me think of. I just started, daydreaming at 5 a.m. on my way to work, and I'm like, it'd be funny.
Lagging up.
We there?
You're back.
We're back. Okay. So I came up with this idea for a video, and I called it the Prospector Fairy. So it was the Prospector Fairy. If you took a gold nugget and you put it, if you took an empty tobacco chew can and put it underneath your pillow, the Prospector Fairy would come and give you a gold nugget. So it was a spoof on the Tooth Fairy. And then we've kind of ran with it since then, and we've done little skits here and there.
We've ran with it.
And Brad has actually been in 2 of the different videos that we've done, and we've just been kind of going along with it. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say...
that's what happened in that Brad did the short of It
Yeah,
was the
yep.
prospecting fairy.
Yep, exactly.
You got to watch out for him.
So
Everybody Rocks had a quick question about. They had one earlier than this too about. I'm showing that one now.
a Jackery?
I don't want to go out and look for it, but a Jackery is a solar generator type power pack thing, and your one blower. It's all gas. You haven't done anything by
No, so our
12
one
volts
blower,
or anything.
the one blower we have is it's a 12-volt leaf blower, usually plug in, around the house stuff. So we've been using that for our dry washer. I don't know if a solar powered would be able to run it long enough, especially we run 30 minutes at a time for our clean out, depending on what we're doing, sometimes even an hour. So I don't know if depending on your solar generator and how much it can works.
You'd have to bank the power and use the power from the battery bank
or just use gas and just do it like that, like we do. I don't think the solar generator would probably be a good idea to run a electric blower style dry washer like that. I think it would burn out too fast.
Got a little Smokies in the house.
Oh, we got a little Smoky in here.
Oh yeah, right here.
They make you wash in the jail. Wow.
Oh, little Smoky, it's not that kind of chat.
Oh, of course, little Smoky. Keep it PG, bro. Jesus.
Oh, we love little Smoky. He's
family friendly. But I've seen little Smoky over at Willie's live streams, and I believe he was at the last one of yours I was watching.
Yeah, he likes to poke his evil little head up every so often in ours as well.
He's interesting for sure.
We like little Smoky. He's our favorite troll. He's our favorite YouTube troll.
Yeah. Especially when him and Be Real get into it.
Yeah. Have you had Be Real Beast in yours before?
I haven't seen little Smoky in my chat.
No,
welcome,
not
little. Oh.
Be Real Beast.
Oh, Be Real Beast. No, I've seen them over at Brad's and yours too.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. He's our moderator. You got yours, we got ours.
Right. I'm actually surprised one of Baby Blue is in here.
Baby Blue?
She's not here. We're gonna have to. We're gonna.
Doggone it, baby. She could be lurking. Never know.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't lurk. She's usually right in there. Just.
Yeah, we're gonna have to scold her next time.
Yeah.
Now everybody rocks. Oh yeah, my jerkery can run at 12 volts, so it might work. So it's like a generator you hook up to like your 200-watt panels, and it keeps charging, and it's inverter, so. It might
constantly giving it power.
Yeah, I'm not saying it won't work, but I'm just saying,
it might be less noisy.
It might be less noisy, but gasoline at the same time is just effective.
Well, you're talking to a dredger, I use pumps and stuff. If I want to get to something back to the basics, it's either hands and pans or a sluice box.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the sound of rocks going up the nozzle.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The fishies swimming around you and stuff.
I would really enjoy.
Lag moment. They'll be back with us momentarily as soon as their hamster
Oh, baby.
Lagged a little.
Yeah, I know. Pioneer Paul has been in New Zealand doing some dredging, and it just looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast. Actually, a couple of friends of mine, this guy right here, Brian Wilder, he's a dredging machine. And he's hasn't been to Arizona for a little while, but this guy right up here, Thomas Pennywave Folks, we call him Lucky Ducky Thomas Folks. He goes to Arizona almost every winter, and
he goes to Arizona every winter because it's not 125 degrees out.
and also he's from Indiana, but that guy's
So then the 56 degrees is like summer to him then.
Yeah. So he goes down around Quartzsite and Staten and stuff, and Rich Hill.
A little. Well, I wouldn't say a little further south, but a lot further south than we usually go.
Right. You're way up.
We're pretty much as north as you can go for gold in Arizona.
Northwest.
What is it?
Northwest.
Yeah, northwest.
Like the northwest. Like if you go any further northwest, you'll be in the water
of Lake Mead, which is
right.
A puddle. It's like Puddle Mead.
Lake Puddle.
Yeah, Lake Puddle.
Losing quite a bit of water, huh?
Well, it's actually gone up a little bit. They've
it has gone up.
I think they said the past year we've gone up 16 feet, which is actually quite a bit of water if you think about it.
That boat that was sticking straight up is underwater again, so
that's good. Because I remember when we walked to that and we were standing, that boat was, 28 feet?
It's like a 30-foot boat.
Yeah, and we were standing underneath it looking up.
Like, oh, fuck.
So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
We need the water.
Old Swifty saying, that's Keenman.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Willie said...
Kingman.
Brian says loves the Morristown area for prospecting. Thought you brought up Meadville too, or Meadstown also, Brian.
Yeah. Willie said, when is Pioneer Paul coming back on your show? He's so dreamy. He's Conor's favorite. He has commented on one of our videos before. Apparently, we
just one, the gold panning one.
Yeah, we relearned him how to gold pan. Apparently.
Oh yeah. I don't know when Paulie's coming back on. I haven't talked to him really for a while. But every time I've asked him to, he's no problem coming on.
Have you heard the news from Dan Hurd?
Yeah. Gonna slow things down a bit.
Yeah, that's a shame. I always love watching his channel.
I've been watching that guy since he was a school teacher with his prospecting class and do-it-yourself stuff.
Yeah, I think I started watching him 3 years ago.
Just outside of Wickenburg. Then why gold? I like Morristown, especially Jackass Flats. Oh, Willie's like, take me with you next time.
You know, we got to figure out how to get Pioneer Paulie out to the desert.
Well, Jeff Williams got him out there.
Yeah, Jeff Williams did it.
Yeah, but Jeff Williams has 200 something thousand subscribers. What about us little channels?
I think
we'll have more fun with him than Jeff Williams.
I think Pioneer Paulie would have been would be in for a rude awakening if it came out with us.
Yeah, trash everywhere.
I was talking about the amount of digging you forced me to do.
Sorry.
And then you take over and I run the machine because he's like, get out of the way. It's go
There
time.
you go. You could offer him a flashy rental car, like what was it, a Lamborghini guy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No,
Went out
he's
there
getting,
with
he's
Jeff
getting a
Williams.
fresh new Kia. No Lamborghinis. No Lamborghinis on the T.D.F budget.
Honda Civic.
You-
All
Yeah,
right,
you know
you
what?
go.
He'll get a fresh ride in the Chevy Silverado.
That'd be the ride of his life.
Nah, it would be fun though if we can get Pioneer Polly out and I could just yell at him the whole time, dig faster. You're not going fast enough.
Then
I
you could
like
be
Jeff
like,
Williams too. Brad.
Yeah, but I'm okay. Don't take this the wrong way, anybody. But Jeff is a little older for me to yell at and tell him you're not going fast enough. Pioneer Polly's around our age, and I could yell at him all day long and say, "Hey, what are you doing? That's not fast enough. Get faster."
Come on, you're not sniping.
yeah, you're not
Put
sniping.
your back into it.
You can't see the gold through the dirt. Get digging.
Yeah, you're not in the river. Keep digging, boy. Oh, that'd be great. I hope that happens.
Maybe he'll watch this and then
I
come
hope
out.
Pioneer Polly's watching.
Paulie, are you lurking? He does. Paulie, Dan Hurd have been known to lurk in my chat.
Well, if any of you are lurking, show yourselves because we would
Right
love to have you out with us.
Now,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, we're down. Let's go. We're down to have fun.
Let's do it.
You might have to sleep in a tent because we don't have the commodities like everybody else, but it's all right.
It's all right. We got tent heaters.
We do have tent heaters. They are pretty sweet.
And we can cuddle for warmth. I'm not scared.
Okay, both of you, what's been the most challenging video you've produced so far and why? Keep them busy, guys. I need a pee.
Oh, that's a me question. The most challenging video I've produced so far. So, for those of you who don't know us, we are a team.
Oh, hold up. The Canadian Hillbilly's in here. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? So, I actually do all of the video editing for our channel. One of the most challenging that I've done so far was actually with Brad, Willie Shiny Gold, and we went to Lynx Creek. It was me, Conor, Brad, Hiroshi, my brother Aaron came out.
Yeah.
Lisa was out there for a minute. What's her channel?
Tortuga Lisa.
Tortuga Lisa was out there. We went out and we were trying to find some gold out at Lynx Creek. That video itself, we got extremely wrapped up in prospecting instead of actually filming, which it happens. We're out there, we're having fun. We want to find gold. So we filmed everything and we got back. I reviewed the footage and I looked at it. I'm like, what do I do with this? Because it's just not what I wanted to see. We really like putting out long form videos, so I wanted to put out something that was fun, intriguing, and it basically covered our adventure out to Lynx Creek. That video came out. It was an extremely hard video to put out because after reviewing that, like I was talking about, the footage didn't line up properly. We didn't really cover everything that we were doing. So what me and Conor had done was we went out and we filmed a second portion of that video where we made it a quote unquote flashback video where we were out there, we were talking about our adventure out to Lynx Creek, what was going on. We cut back and forth to the video of Lynx Creek to what we were talking about out in the desert while we were dry washing. That was one of the hardest videos I've put together so far. I think I spent about a little over 40 hours behind the computer putting that together. It was a lot. But it didn't get a lot of views, unfortunately. But it was one of my favorite videos I had put together so far. It was a lot of fun for me to do. I know that Conor found it to be a great video. Brad really liked that video. It was, all in all, one of our favorite videos to do, and one of the hardest videos to do just because of the circumstances of not being able to. We didn't film everything we wanted to. So the power of editing, you can do stuff to make it
Right.
the way you want it. That was a big thing.
Did I hear the hours right? Did I hear 40 hours of editing time?
40 hours of editing behind the computer.
Yep.
I think my longest editing time on a video was 35 hours. And
Yeah.
I thought I did a good job, and it didn't get as many views as I was hoping to. And I'm like, oh man, all that work.
Yeah, and you know what? That's YouTube. You know, sometimes you'll have
You're right.
some videos you spend 5 hours on at the most, and it gets a whole bunch of views, and then the next thing you know, you get you spend all that other time and you get 800 views. It's like, okay, but
Right.
for us putting out videos like that, like, we don't really care about the view count. We care that we put out a video that we liked, that we wanted to show everybody, whether everyone watched it or not. We have something down the road when we're older that we can look at and be like, hey, remember when we did that? Oh yeah.
Right.
Click. Hey, there's that video. That was a big factor for us when we started this YouTube thing, aside from the fact that we thought we were funny.
Okay, would you consider that one along with your most memorable gold prospecting adventure? Or what was your most memorable so far?
Well, for me, popcorn in my
For
hand.
both?
And you just ate it? Wow.
I would say our most memorable moment prospecting was when we found our first nugget.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say the same thing.
I know we were talking about some gold porn before. So let's just
Gram and a half. It's still beyond me how we missed that in the high bank group.
so
She's dirty, but
she's a dirty little girl. She's wrapped in a little bit of iron. But this is a 1.5 gram nugget. We found this prospecting out in what was it, Gold Basin?
Mm-hmm.
We found that Gold Basin while we were actually part of the GSSN prospecting club. That was, for us, our most memorable time because we were out there, we were digging, we were finding. At the time, what we did was we dug everything, we put it in buckets, and we brought it back to my house, and then we ran it through the high banker back at the house instead of bringing water out there with us, which in hindsight was stupid because we could have just found it there. But that was when we found that. This piece of gold right here has basically sparked everything from that point on to just keep going.
Well,
I could imagine.
Well, we found that little piece before that. We found that little, I think it was like it
was right here. These guys.
Yeah. It was like 1/5 of a gram or 1/10 of a gram.
Yeah, we found a little guy
that we saw in the matting.
So
before we even panned it out.
I know it's kind of hard to see in the vial here, but these two guys came with that big nugget when we were actually panning that time.
Brad did just make a good point. Tell him about the donkey ostrich.
The donkey. That was actually a pretty good
So
Ostrich
I don't-
donkey gold.
donkey ostrich gold.
The donkey ostrich. So
Sounds weird. It's
If-
cool.
if I don't know if any of you know what an arostra is, but it's what the
I think Jeff Williams covered that on one of his videos.
he
too,
did.
right?
Jeff Williams did cover that.
Well,
it's
the
it's
Spanish,
basically
it's a Spanish mill.
yep.
Yes.
It's a circle, a pit, however big they want to make it, flat on the bottom. These rock or whatever they want, and there's a donkey or men or anything to power it around in a circle, and they would put the ore in there, and it would grind it up, and they would get the gold out of it. So, the first time we met Brad, he took us out to sorry, popcorn. He took us out to a spot, and we're going by an abandoned ranch, and up the hill, I noticed this. Wow. Okay. This.
You're
Yeah. I'm good now. Thank you. Thank you. This random circle in the middle of the desert. So we went and explored it.
Well, when we were driving past it, I was like, "Hey, isn't that one of those things you were talking about?"
One of those donkey
Because I think
ostriches.
it was a week or two before you were showing me these
Yeah.
the arostra thing. And I was like, "Hey,
Yep.
wasn't that thing you were talking about?" And you're like, "Oh shit!" So we went back and we checked it out, and we're like, "All right, cool." So we looked at it, and then the next day we're like, "Hey, we need to go back to that arostra because we knew what it was." And we went through and we took our backpack with us, and we sucked up everything.
Yeah, we creviced because they put a lot of flat stones on the bottom, and there were a lot of cracks and crevices in between. So we creviced the crap out of it, and we took our backpack and we sucked everything up. And in the meantime, Josh from Native Arizona Adventures was with us, and he saw a spider.
Brown recluse.
It was a brown recluse, and he proceeded to chase after it by using his bare hands to dig out the rocks to capture it.
I ran at Mock Jesus back to the truck.
His truck
I
was a
hate
football
spiders.
field. Yeah, his truck was a football field away from where we were. He was there in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah. So after that, we ended up cleaning everything up. We brought it back to camp and we panned it out. And the amount of fine gold that was sitting at the bottom of that, like
was a lot.
super, super, super fine stuff. Like just from what we cleaned up, we're like, holy crap. Like, so if you find an arostra out there, take a backpack to it,
Yeah,
clean it up.
clean it.
Take that
Maybe a
shop
Ross-
pack or backpack. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure
spin.
that things, if you're taking a shop vac and with the generator or whatever, and you've cleaned up your garage, make sure you clean it out first because you don't want any of that extra crap in there. But definitely clean one of those out. It's more of a desert thing than you will find on the East Coast from what we've noticed. I mean, I'm sure
Right.
there's probably something
Yeah.
like that on the, Midwest to East Coast, but that was a big thing in the desert, especially with the Spanish over here. That's how they milled their gold out. They crushed it up. They ran that donkey around, or the donkey ostrich, and just kept going.
Donkey ostrich. Yep.
And
Donkey ostrich gold.
That it had a good amount of gold in it.
It was honestly the most flour gold I think we've ever seen in a pan.
Yeah, it was a
It
lot.
was a smiley face, but it was
We actually have that up on our channel. It was it's a short that we put up, but there is gold in it, and it was really cool to see something like that. Because that
Wheelie. Sure.
that particular arostra that we found was not ancient by any means. It was probably 20s, 30s, something like that. But they were using primitive technology that found gold. So being able to find that and suck up the dirt and find gold in that was really, really cool.
I don't think the Spanish got that far up the coast, Kevin. Kevin's like way up by. He's past like Barkerville area in British Columbia. He's like way
he's
up
up there.
Well,
They've used them on the dry side of the Cascades in the Blewett Pass area and Liberty area. They've used them. Can still find them in that area of Washington. I've known the Spanish have used them in Oregon, California, of course, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico.
Yep. Yeah, you'd be surprised. We weren't that far from the Colorado River, and they use that a lot for transportation.
Yep.
So,
and we've even found gold in the Colorado.
Yeah, we have. We've actually
right on the beach line.
It only makes sense, really. You know, it comes from, where does the Colorado River start? Geez, but
Colorado.
it drains a lot of rich gold area, you know.
We were down right off the shoreline of the Colorado, and where a lot of the gold mines were. A lot of the washes that wash a lot of gold down. So we were just basically taking sand from the beach and running it through our. Sure shit, there was gold in it. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was nothing to jump up and down about, but just to be able to be like, hey, we just.
Now, what if you could take your high banker to a beach on the Colorado? Can you? Is it all protected?
No.
Or
Certain parts, certain places, you can't. You can't even pan there.
But there's other places that you can actually go to because it's not considered federal recreation. So there's a line you have to find, and you have to go within that line to go and do that.
Right.
Yeah, so
I'm sure there's stuff around Flagstaff, Scott.
Is there anything around Flagstaff?
I'm sure
he's got family that lives up in Williams, which is about an hour and a half away from Flagstaff. So he's done some research in that area.
So the only thing I've ever found around Flagstaff was lost gold from banditos stealing it from the wagons that ran through it.
So nothing ground wise.
There's too much
hidden booty.
Hidden booty.
Yeah, exactly. There's too much volcanic, I want to say, overlay.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I know to the east of the San Francisco peaks, it's a huge lava flow field.
Lava flow, yep. So you'd have to go through probably 50 to 100 feet of lava flow to get to natural ground.
Yeah.
Now that could be a honeypot, though. If you could find a lava dome or something with some tertiaries underneath it that isn't too hard to get to.
Yeah,
you could make out.
There are actually a few stories I've looked into that there's a couple of dry lakes out there where there's some caches that they dumped in the middle of the lake that haven't been found.
It's a cache.
Last time I said cache, you corrected me and called it cache.
It's a cache.
Now, what is it? Is it a cache or a cache?
Is it a cache or a cache? Because it does have the above the E.
It's
now, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Tomato.
I like saying cache because
it sounds fancy.
It sounds fancy. So anyway, there are a few of those out there. There's I think there's 3 around the Flagstaff and Williams areas where there's been stories of hidden caches.
Caches.
Cachet. Revealing, it could possibly reveal a lot of gold. And there's also stories along the Colorado River from the Spaniards that could reveal decent amount of
Yes.
But I mean, we know of a, I'm not gonna tell you.
No, we ought to put out that video first before you guys will look at it. Yes. Anytime you say cachet, you got to make sure you do this.
You got to say cachet. Yes, but there are a couple of stories that I've heard.
Pinky SpongeBob.
Yeah, Pinky SpongeBob. Along the Colorado River that could hold great value, but we're on to a couple of them. So those are videos that you guys need to stay tuned for. Because we're not gonna say where or how we got that information, but
he's got books.
I have books. I have people telling me things. So
get into those old books, those old stories, and when I was really into it deeply when I was younger and got around more, rain, snow, hail, whatever. During the winter, if I wasn't going somewhere local, I'd be into my maps and into the books. I'm sure there were conservation corps camps in your area. If you can find those books from them, because they were formed to get people back to work, right? And they'd have engineers with them and everything. And they'd record everything they find, and it's something to check out. Yes, Citizens Conservation Corps, CCC, David V. Correct, Amundo. You can find a load of information in those books. It's kind of tedious, like the old days of checking out claims on microfiche from the BLM, which fortunately we don't have to do that anymore. Because, God, was that a pain in the keister. They still had it back then?
It's 94. Can you move?
Brad Welch said, where was he?
Brad Welch?
Ed was really chasing the beach babes when he was younger, LOL.
I was. I've said this many times, Collin. I've said this many times. I wish when I was ditching school, surfing and skating and chasing bikinis at Newport and Huntington Beach, California, that I would have been ditching and dredging. I wish I would have got bit by the gold bug a long, long time ago. And even when I lived out in the Riviera, I wouldn't have been playing around in Laughlin or on the beach on the river, right? I'd be going up to Oatman or Chloride or other areas in the Pacific.
The gold bug is real, man. It's a real thing.
It's real with him for sure.
Yeah, it's hit hard.
It bit him a lot harder than I thought it would.
You know what? I don't think it's really that the gold fever that everyone talks about. Like,
oh no, you have gold fever.
No, I'm not saying I don't at all, because I know I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's, for me, just being able to, when you find that piece of gold and you pull it from the earth and you see.
You're the first person to ever see that.
You're the first person to see that piece of gold is what's really like just invigorating, and everything about it is you pulled that piece of gold from the earth that's been sitting there for how many thousands of years, and you're the first person to see it. That's what I think is really cool about everything about gold prospecting. It's not the money, it's not doing YouTube, it's just finding that piece of gold and going, oh shit, I found that. And no one else has found that. There could have been thousands of people walking over this, and no one has found that before.
I remember the first piece that we ever found. We were on the side of his house at the time.
Mm.
Then we moved
Gold
to
Mine
the,
Central.
Then we moved to the garage. Then we moved to the backyard. Now we're everywhere at his house. But I remember the first pan I did, when we saw that first piece of gold, he went, wait a minute. Picked it up with his finger, put it in the palm of his hand, and was like, oh my God.
That's real.
That's real.
You don't like.
He was so excited about it.
It was, for me, it was really cool to see, even the smallest little flake like that. I was like, growing up, I grew up New York Italian. Italians love gold. So seeing gold chains and earrings and stuff like that, you're like, okay, like it's gold. But then you see where it actually comes from. You're like, oh shit, that came from the ground. That's not just like you realize where that comes from. And I'm like, that's freaking awesome. That's like raw in its nature. I appreciate it so much, just being able to find stuff like that. It's an awesome find and a feeling just to be able to find gold like that.
Yeah.
That's one thing like I love about prospecting. Don't matter. I don't catch and release my gold like some might, but I finding gold that creation put there by the forces of nature for us to discover. There's nothing that beats it.
No, it's awesome. I mean, if I was a paleontologist finding dinosaurs, like that's cool, but that gold could be older than the dinosaurs itself.
Oh yeah.
And that, I think that's what drives me so much with that quote unquote gold fever. That's what drives me on it, is seeing, wow, this is coming from the earth. I just love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Gail here, archaeology and gold. She's a professional archaeologist. She'll be on the show in a month or so. Forget which day at the moment, but she now has gold fever. But I love finding relics. It's cool. And arrowheads. That's a thrill. Sometimes almost as thrilling as a nugget. But
did we lose that?
Something that was placed there. You're back.
There we go.
and it's just nothing like it. But Ben Fork was saying the hunt also, the research. It broadens your mind to the history of the country and the area you intend to work. The history, the antiquities, to see some of the stuff the old timers got that stuff to where they got it is amazing.
Yep.
No helicopters,
I mean, that's
donkeys and pieces.
Yep.
It's where we mine at or prospect at. Like, you see some of the old timers' tailings and stuff like that, and you see the piles they left behind, and you're like, that is some work.
Well, speaking of fossils, the one Brad found.
Yeah, Brad did find that one.
Yeah.
Sweet rocks
worked.
too. You're right, Josh. Sweet rocks.
Oh, I mean, I just found this one. Where is it? This one was in my dryer the other day. Came out of my pocket.
I find them the same way. They fall out of the pockets of your pants, and you hear the clank, 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 clank. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, well,
What the?
you know,
Oh man,
now-
I knew that's where that rock went.
Yep.
Yeah, I get questioned too. Hey, did you put this rock in the kid's backpack to take to school? No. Oh, well, he found a rock and he took it to school with him. I'm like, all right, that a boy.
Yeah, as Willie says, it was a fossil. I don't care what professional scientists say. So Willie found it was about that
A
big,
little shorter. Maybe about there.
about there, that big around, and it could be petrified wood, but
It also could be dino DNA.
so when we
Right,
found
right.
it, I sent a picture to my dad, and he's a geologist, but he specified in paleontology.
Paleontology.
Paleontology,
There you go.
Right.
and he was like, it could be either a mammoth or giant sloth bone.
Ooh.
So Willie cut off a chunk, and he gave it to me. And my dad brought it to his work, and they said, "Oh, it's petrified wood." But he also said, "Get a second opinion," because it looked like the center of it looked like bone marrow,
Yes.
petrified bone marrow.
You could see like where the bone marrow tubes would be inside of this piece of, I guess, quote unquote, rock at this point. But it looked,
And he just kicked it over to metal detecting.
yeah,
It was like kick. Oh, that's cool.
that was one of those things that you find metal detecting that you wish you found, even though it wasn't gold.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. But we're still waiting to hear exactly what it is.
Yeah,
Although we hear it smelled like absolute garbage
when he cut it.
when he cut it.
So that
I
makes
bet.
me think it could be bone.
Yeah.
But who knows? We're still waiting for the full disclosure on that. So as of right now, it's classified.
Yes.
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 Classified. Okay. What will he say? He slept next to it? I also
Maybe
slept
that's why
next
it
to
smells.
it. Maybe that's why it smells.
I don't know. I slept in the same trailer as you, buddy. It smelled pretty rank in there.
And
His wife said, "You're sleeping it, you clean it." He doesn't clean it.
everybody rocks. Oh yes, Dino Bone smells when you cut it. I could imagine.
There we go.
There we go.
That's scientific conclusion right there.
Dinabone. Too bad it wasn't an unknown species. You could have named it.
Yeah,
Right?
or meteorite.
Or meteorite.
Have you ever found meteorite metal detecting?
No, I haven't.
We have.
That'd
It's-
be ooh.
Where is it?
Yeah. I
I think
found
it's here somewhere.
Brandon,
The gold-
welcome.
with the Gold Monster 1000, it makes a wild sound.
It sure does. This is it right here.
Well, that's the one he found.
It's kind of hard to see, especially
Oh,
because
cool.
the camera's not. But I ground down one side. This is some meteorite.
Take it
It's a little-
to a pawn shop or a jeweler and have them hit it with a spectrometer. See what's in
idea.
it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell it to him because it's a perfect desk ornament, and I don't want to lose that.
Oh, don't sell
But-
it to him. No matter, it's priceless to you.
Yeah.
That was
I actually don't know where the one I found is. It's
no. I
it's
remember
amongst, it's amongst the rocks.
when we were going
Somewhere.
out.
It's somewhere with all the rocks.
We were actually out metal detecting for the day. This was what, 2 years ago at this point.
A year and a half ago,
And
where were we? Franconia?
no, that one was
That
at
was
Gold Basin.
Oh, okay.
So we found that one in Gold Basin. We were just, detecting through or whatever, and it banged iron, and it was just maxing out, and I was like, oh, what the heck is that? Like, we knew it wasn't gold, but I picked it up and I was like, well, that's got some weight to it. So I took it home. I ground off a little bit of an edge to it, and then I threw it in some edging acid to see if it would actually give me some lines in it. And it did. It's kind of hard to see on this camera, but seeing those edging lines, I'm like, okay, with the weight of it, how it hit with, banging iron like that, and when I ground it down with my my belt grinder, it sparked. So I knew it was pure iron. So that's how I know it's meteorite. Do I know what class of meteorite it is? No, but it's cool to have a space rock sitting in my office here on the desk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, Rob. They should get a XRF spectrometer gun. And
Yeah, I agree
that
too,
will
but
tell you every mineral that's in it.
if you guys want to send like 20 grand our way, then we can get an XRF gun. Then we can do that, but they're not cheap.
No, they're nowhere near cheap, but a lot of jewelry stores and other geologists and
They'd have one. Yeah.
Well, there are some pretty high class jewelry stores out here in Vegas that I could probably.
Well, I tell you what,
to.
we just become friends with mine operator.
Yeah.
Here, now, have you thought about pulling a Jeff Williams or a Shane Clash or Gold Therapy? I think that's Adam's channel. Prospectors Theory, and Prospect, the jewelry district in downtown in Vegas.
I've thought about it.
We've thought about it, going out and crevicing the sidewalks and stuff like that. We thought about that.
I'm still down to do it.
I think it would be fun to do.
I mean, after Jeff Williams did his bit in New York.
Yeah, I mean, finding stuff in Vegas would be pretty cool in the sidewalks.
Can you imagine?
See, Willie's like, do Vegas.
Well, I guess you need to come up for that one, bud.
Long form.
Yeah. No, it would definitely be a long form, because that's too much info to throw into now that YouTube does 3-minute shorts. Even 3 minutes, that's not enough. I try to do 3-minute shorts, and I'm just like, dude, we got too much info in our stuff.
I watched a video of people doing sidewalks in Vegas. How'd they do?
That's probably on the strip.
Yeah,
I think.
How'd they do,
I think
Skipper?
downtown would do better.
Well, there's a lot of people on the strip, Who knows?
I mean,
they lose a diamond or something out of their
there's enough weirdos.
Or something.
I think
there's enough weirdos on the strip and in downtown Vegas for us
Vegas
to just be like,
yeah. If you go to downtown Vegas, it won't look as weird, crevicing out a sidewalk
with the backpack.
Where you go onto the strip itself, people will be like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing there?" Be like, "I'm looking for rare diamonds and gold and stuff." They're gonna be like, "You need to get the hell out of here."
Well, we'd be right next to Optimus Prime and Bumblebee.
Yeah, but they ain't on their hands and knees fucking crevicing.
No,
shit.
But people will see them, then they'll see us. They'll be like, "Oh, it's just a weird bit."
Yeah, we'll just put up a little sign that says "Donations, please."
Have a 5-gallon Lowe's bucket, because if any of you know, the Lowe's buckets are better than Home Depot buckets.
Fight us if you don't think so.
Yeah, fight us if you think otherwise.
Home Depot buckets are not as good as Lowe's buckets.
No, they break.
And then we don't talk about Harbor Freight buckets.
I get drywall mud buckets from work all the time. When they break, I throw them away and get a new bucket.
Mm-hmm.
We should be sponsored by Lowe's with the amount of buckets I've bought from them so far.
About 200.
Hit up job sites and ask the painters and
Paint
the
buckets
drywallers.
Paint buckets are great.
Or a
I've
pool
got,
guy.
I've got or
Yeah.
a pool boy. No, I've actually
Don't
got
wipe
some.
out the paint though. Just let them dry, then peel out the
Yeah,
paint.
you peel it straight out. Yep. Yeah, I've got a couple paint buckets we've used. I do work construction, so I get access to stuff like that.
Okay. Same
Willie just
here.
said-
So I seen buckets, bucket giveaway, paint buckets are heavy duty. What's this from Willie?
Willie said,
We all know the big gold has traveled into the Vegas sewer. I'm sure they'd go down there and dredge if the gold
We
is
can-
good.
we could do a
We-
video
Aren't there a
on that.
We can
lot
go
of
down into the,
transients that live in the sewers in Vegas?
Yeah,
though?
you just bring a couple dollars with you, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Here, dig.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever you
Oh.
find, just let us film it. You can keep it.
Yeah.
Just don't stab us.
Yeah.
Or shoot us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think that would be a cool video to do. If we were to go do that, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Just going down on the strip, going.
I'm just glad I have a friend that's in the police department.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
that's always helps.
so I don't know where we're at anymore. We started talking about Las
We
Vegas
went
sewers, and I've
left.
lost myself. We went
Right.
way off course on this one.
It's all right. I'm here for it.
I have one of those. I made it myself, Willie. My backpack, leaf blower, boom, works great.
That's what we got.
Yep.
I did buy the 5-gallon bucket vacuum that attaches the 5-gallon bucket. I'm pretty sure I smoked it already.
Probably. Knowing you, just like our testing rock crusher that you smoked.
Yep.
Yeah, we had God, what is the name of it? But we had a rock crusher about this big. It worked with an angle grinder.
Right.
And
like the Cobra Crusher or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And every time we used it, it just got smoked.
The angle grinder itself just did not hold up. And we were like, okay,
Where'd you
maybe we'll
buy
put
it?
some big-
Harbor Freight?
We
No,
made it.
We built
We
it.
made
in
it.
the
You
garage.
made the
Out of-
angle grinder or you made the crusher?
Oh no, the harbor. It was a
Yeah.
Harbor Freight
Yeah.
angle grinder.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
yes, I know that's where we screwed
But
up.
we made
then
the rock crusher out of sprinkler pipe and chain.
So
you know.
Okay.
then we upgraded from the Harbor Freight angle grinder to a Craftsman one, and we got an extra 5 minutes out of it.
Sounds like we need to
Okay.
upgrade to Milwaukee.
It sounds like we just need to buy one.
But it
Have
had
you, the skipper, the new Miss Manic, he's wondering if you guys have ever made it down to Cerro Gordo area.
I
That-
would
King Wonder
love
Cerro Gordo.
That is
love to go to Cerro Gordo.
that's an upcoming event that we have planned.
Yeah.
I'd
so,
like to get there myself too.
Yeah.
That is definitely an upcoming event that we're gonna have to plan out. I know Brad wants to go as well.
Yeah.
Really Shiny Gold.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how to do that, when to do that.
Logistics. We were supposed to do that last time we went to Lynx Creek.
Yes,
But
back in October or something like that.
We chose to go there instead. So once the snow is not there, we plan to go back and see what's up.
Yeah, I really want to check it out. I think it'd be a really cool time to go up there. I mean, it's really not too far from us, about 3 hours from Vegas.
You're gonna have to find another form of. I mean, you could take your truck because you put that thing through some ringers.
I got my Chevrolets.
You got your Chevrolets. me and Wheelie Shiny Gold were planning on taking our dirt cycles up there, but
what park unload down at like Keeler or something and ride up.
Yeah, exactly. But he's put his Chevrolet Silverado through some
hell.
I'm surprised, and I'm the mechanic that works on that truck, so I know exactly what that truck is telling me.
Yeah,
but he just keeps putting it. Yeah, he keeps putting it through the ringers. So
Chevy baby.
One day we'll get to Saragordo. Hopefully, before the hotel opens.
I'm hoping before the end of this year we can get out there.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome to get up to Saragordo. I'd like that. I wouldn't mind getting Brent on the show if he. I've asked Dan Hurd. Hey Dan, do me a favor. Could you be a liaison for me with
yeah, because he's been up there.
Yeah.
Him and Jason from Baker Mining and Metals.
Right.
Yep.
Well, maybe we could get him a little, tuned up, and we can get him on your show.
There you go. I wonder how. Have you ever now? Has this happened to you yet? Could be Menards, Home Depot, Ralph's, Safeway, whatever you have, or out on the street or out in the gold fields. Have you been approached yet saying, F&A is T.D.F, Road to Gold, Collin, Conor?
Not necessarily, but
not in the store, but we know that our name is out there. In the district that we go prospecting at.
We have been told that people know we're out there.
It's
what do you pack?
Glock 19.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a question, but I heard pack.
Well, we
right on.
We do have protection, but we have been told that from other people, they've been talking about the area and who's been digging out there, and they're like, "Oh, have you seen the T.D.F boys have been out there?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we know they're out there."
Yeah. So we know our name is in other people's mouths in the area that we're digging.
Yeah.
We've also caught people on our trail cams in the area too.
We do have trail cams where we're digging. So if you're ever out there,
that is your claim or permission, right?
Yes.
Okay, remember, anyone going on claims is bad. It's Class A felony. Could get you shot. And believe me, prospectors know how to dig holes.
Yep.
I'm really good at it.
Yeah, he is.
You're right, baby. Some people suck.
Yeah.
So I know, especially from that last video we put out, talking about a pay streak. Right after that video, 3 people on that trail camera.
Well, one of them, I'm not going to say who or where they are.
We know who they are.
And
we know
they're not a bad person. They're not a bad person to know.
They're not a bad person to know and become friends with.
But there's other people that were out there that were like, the best part is once they notice where the camera is and their faces are like, oh shit, a camera. That's the best part of the picture.
Yeah, they pretty much look like Sasquatch. Like,
yeah, and they didn't damage your camera or anything?
No.
Nope.
I've placed the camera in a spot where it's well known and open, where if you take it, it's GPS tracked, so I'll find you.
There's even a sign that says smile.
Then there's another sign that says smile you're on camera. So it's one of those, we put it so blatantly obvious. Like, if you have the balls to take it, you're going to get blasted on YouTube.
To negotiate working.
Yeah.
Those plans he has.
You know, I'm not trying to be like that, but at the same time, like, we know the area that we're in. People know us. We know, they know where we're. They might not know exactly where we're digging at, but they have an idea.
Yeah.
So the reason the cameras are set up is to, one, deter. That's the biggest thing, is to just be like, hey, we know you're there. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
We're out here. We're looking for our stuff. It's not like we're finding $1 million of gold. Why do you need to come and do this? You know? But the second is, don't be trespassing or claim jumping. Like, that's not right either.
No, you gotta respect people's property rights, mineral rights, even though
Yep.
you can't. On the claim, you can't stop them from camping or shooting or whatever.
No,
But
they can do whatever they want. They just
No,
can't dig the ground.
That's public
about
land.
the
but at
only
the same
thing they
time,
can shovel is a hole for their
their
excrement.
fire pit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you do every time we go out.
I just kick it over.
Okay.
But no,
Right.
yeah, it's just, we're not trying to be like, hey, we don't, where we're at, it's not our property, but at the same time, it might be somebody else's. So if you're there, one, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And
Right,
then claim wise, like, you shouldn't be digging there. So
Right.
we're just trying to deter other people from.
Well, I know my friend Swiftwater in the gold fields with Swiftwater Tony and Y Golds. They dig together. They have claims in Arizona, more around the Prescott area. But they've had some issues with claim jumpers and thieves. So
Mm.
Yeah, and that's a big issue. I think everyone has, whether you don't do YouTube or you do YouTube. Like, if you're at a spot and you're digging, there's people that live out there that they know about the area. They see stuff going on. They notice, okay, well, that's a fresh dug hole. There's something going on there. So if you're one, just digging for yourself, you have your own claim, like, and you come back like 2 months later because you're just a weekend warrior, and you go, oh shit, someone else has dug here. Like, what do you do? I mean, you can't catch anybody. It's, so that was a reason for the whole camera thing. But it's not fair to other people that are going out there and just trying to enjoy a hobby. For us, it's basically what it is. It's a hobby, and everyone likes to enjoy their own stuff. But for people who are trying to make money off of something like this, like, I don't think it's right. We're all out there having a good time. Let's just go out there and have a good time.
now, if you could get to a point where you quit your construction job and you could mine and be a YouTube creator full time, would you do it?
No.
So if you got to be a big shot like Willie Shiny Gold with 100,000 subscribers, or like Paulie or Dan Hurd, and could do it full time, you wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't quit my job for it, because then it becomes a job. It's not something I have fun with doing. One,
Good
gold
point.
prospecting is fun for me. And two, I enjoy actually making videos and putting them out to people to watch, because, it's our adventure, and we want to share it to everybody else. Where if I were to quit my job, now I'm relying on YouTube to pay me, and that I don't want to feel stressed out. I don't want to feel like this is my job. This, for me, yeah, it kind of feels like, a second full-time job with having to edit videos and do this, that, and the other thing. But to have a job that I'm reliant on making money, like YouTube is basically, thinking of it as almost car sales. You're only getting paid for what you can produce. So if you don't produce one month, you're not going to get paid as much as the next month. So
True.
I wouldn't want to quit what I'm doing, where I know I'm comfortable and I'm providing for my family. I would rather have this as a fun thing to do, be able to do stuff with my best friend here, and have a great time doing it.
And that
then
could be the actual real money at times too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we are able to hit our monetization status where we make a couple bucks here and there. And what we do with that is, when we make some money off of YouTube, we take it, we put it in our a separate area, and then when we need something for our gold prospecting, like one of the things we're doing now is we're basically quote unquote renting that pump for our wash plant from, free of charge from one of our friends. But now we can take some money that we've made off of YouTube and buy our own pump to then produce with that. So YouTube pays us to then, put out more stuff and, put back what we put in.
Now, did you hear that question, Connor, that Collins was just answering?
I did. I
What
agree.
your take?
I agree with a lot of it, but if there was the off chance where, and we've talked about it, if we made more prospecting and gold mining than what we do in our normal jobs, and it was consistent
and
lucrative, then we would go ahead and both quit our jobs and do that full time. But until or if that ever happens, then basically our full-time jobs are funding the prospecting and all that.
It's our hobby, and we enjoy doing it.
Well, like I always say to people that ask the same question, it's a hobby
until it's not.
Until it is not. And no, we're not freaking Schnabel from Gold Rush where he can go out and do that full time. But it's we have a lot of fun doing it. We like making the videos. We like showing people what it's actually like, and hopefully can get more people out there to do it.
I have to agree with Willie here.
It's a lifestyle.
Brad, you're right. It's a lifestyle around here.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
And
I
kind of even. I'm sorry, but even out east now, we have no claims. It's all lease or permissions, and it's more of a hobby mentality with people around here. I still have my West Coast prospecting and small scale mining roots. I never call myself a hobbyist or a recreationalist. It's always small scale, and it's part of my lifestyle.
Yep.
Because actually,
it has become a lifestyle for us at this point too.
Yeah, and the fact that there's a lot of people out there that don't know about this lifestyle. So the more the more we can put it out there and get people interested, to me it's gratification enough. Like I have family members, I have friends that are like, "Oh, you're a prospector. Oh, you're looking for gold. How much money do you make?" I'm like, it's not really about the money. Right. It's about the adventure. It's about going out there and finding something that no one else has ever seen before. And a lot of people are like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I want to get into that. How do I do that? Where do I start? And like, oh, a shovel, some water, and a gold pan. That's all you really need to start, because it's in reality what we do is it's almost a dying breed. Not a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people, not a lot of people do it. So when they hear about it, they're like, oh, I watch Discovery Channel and I watch, the Gold Rush people, and they need millions of dollars to go out and do it. No, you don't.
You know what? I kind of have a bitter taste in my mouth for mostly Gold Rush, not like Gold Rush Whitewater or Bering Sea Gold, but Gold Rush,
Yeah.
because they show large scale mining.
That's all they show.
And yeah, they show the drama with it and everything, but they always make it look so easy, even with all the drama and breakdown. And they don't show the reclamation for the
Yeah.
most part. I know
Exactly.
Dave Turin has, and tidbits here and there, but
Yeah, I mean, on a couple of our lives, we've had people comment, "Oh, you're destroying the earth. You're ruining Mother Nature." Like,
right.
I mean, we're not. We're going to reclamate, and what we're doing isn't much more than what Mother Nature would do herself.
It's, and then I know I just left for a second, but to touch back on what you guys were just talking about with the with everything, it was for us. We also want to inspire, younger generations to go out there and do this stuff too.
Yep.
Right.
We're I'm 33. Connor's 34. I'm about to turn 34 in March. So
Old man.
we're trying to show people too, like, this is still out there. It's still something to do, to get out there and go do stuff. And
Yep.
I've got working construction. I have an apprentice. He's looking at the stuff. He's like, that looks like a lot of fun. I'm like, come out here and do this with us.
Yeah.
We want to show that, one, it's not easy, but two, it's a lot of fun. Go out there and find some gold. You could be the one digging our hole 20 years later that finds the mother lode that we never found because we died.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And just like the Canadian hillbilly commented, it's the history and the culture, because without people like us doing this on a larger scale, we wouldn't be able to do this, what we're doing right now.
Right.
I grew up in New York. I've said it to Conor before. I'm like, I felt like this was my purpose, to go to be born in New York and then move out west and find gold.
Oh, like
It was like my own westward expansion.
Well, especially when we went to Bodie and you found the founder of Bodie, who found the first gold out there, was from your area in New York.
That was actually really cool to see. So, for those of you guys who don't know what Bodie is a ghost town in California. I guess Southern California would be considered.
I think it's more Central California, Central East California.
So Central, not too far from Mammoth. But went out there, big gold mining town.
Yeah.
The founder of Bodie was from Poughkeepsie, New York. I lived about 45 minutes away from Poughkeepsie, so we went out there. We went to the graveyard, and his headstone was out there, and it said from Poughkeepsie, New York. And I was like, no shit.
Yep.
45 minutes from where I
world.
lived. Yeah, and this man had came all the way from where I was to out here, and he found gold and started this whole big operation out here.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a very well preserved ghost town, but be warned, don't take souvenirs.
Nope.
Ghosts
Nope.
will follow you home. like the
Oh, yeah.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, well, he's a beacon for that stuff. So
I am a beacon for
You are you related to the dude?
No, and you know what's funny too is my stepfather and my brother Aaron were out there, and when I showed him the headstone, my stepfather was like, "No shit, really?" Because they still live out there. They're like, "Holy crap! Like this dude was that close, and he came this far." Just like how I reacted to it.
Yeah. Too bad all the gold in New York belongs to the state government.
We don't talk about that.
yeah,
No,
But they
that's where the catch and release I wink wink comes in.
yeah. I was
Catch and release.
talking to the new guy at work because he's from New York.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's because we were talking about off-roading and stuff. He's like, it's almost impossible to go off-roading anywhere out there.
You know how many times I've been chased by the cops on a dirt bike out there?
Oh yeah. And he's like, I can't imagine how impossible it is to find gold and do something with it out there. It's everything out there is almost private property, and
It's pretty much all private property.
yeah.
There's no federal land out there. There's no BLM. I remember my brother was talking about, he bought his first firearm and wanted to go out shooting. I said, "You got any BLM land out there?" He goes, "Huh?" So I looked it up. I was like, "Oh crap! No, you don't.
No, there's
You can't just go shoot out in the woods. Technically,
Bureau of Land Management out there is non-existent.
no. There is some, but it's like super far north, very far and in between."
Ever seen Slutty Slickers? Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we're almost a half hour into overtime, guys.
We are.
We love overtime.
Time flies, really.
It does. It does.
I have a sticker pack giveaway. All you have to do is put in stickers in the live chat. I'll show you the stickers one more time. Come in this card. I have some from our friend Alaskan Assassin and a magnet. You get a fridge magnet, couple of flash in your pan channel stickers. This is kind of a Alaskan Assassin and flash in your pan patch here. An old retired sticker when two of my prospecting buddies were active on the show and a lot more on the channel. Alaskan Assassin, Alaskan Assassin. Nature's Bloom CBD Recovery Crew out of Arizona. Paul from Hot Dog Digs and 7th year Tuesday night Hangout Live sticker and another channel sticker. I should be getting more stickers before too long. I'm starting to run low. You have stickers yet, guys?
Yes and no.
Yes,
I haven't. We have our own stickers that we've made for ourselves, but on our shop at our channel, I haven't been able to figure out how to make them with the shop that we use. So I'm working on it. I've also got quite a bit of new merch that's going to come out this year. Working on some new designs. So there will be stickers. There'll be new T-shirts. There'll be some more stuff all around this year coming out. We just opened our store last year, so a little bit here and there. Sticker wise, we definitely want to put out stickers so you guys can slap them on stuff. We've got like our sweet Gold Miner Light sticker.
Oh, cool. Well, shoot, let me
stuff
know
like
when
that.
you get some and
We'll be sending them your way.
cool. All right, let's see who wins the sticker pack. And the winner, I won't hunt you down, so you need to get a hold of me at flashingyourpan@gmail.com. Jack
Jack
Frank,
Jack Frank. Way to go.
I'll deliver those to your house, Jack. Jack's one of the foremen for the company I work with and a friend of mine. So congratulations, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
He snuck that in there. I didn't see you in there, Jack. There he is.
Oh, I'll do it again.
Oh, he was talking about Jack, not me. It's like the Batman slap all over again.
Guys, I appreciated you joining me and hanging on for 30 minutes longer. See, we talked about this before the show, and
Yep.
we
You
went
want to
a
go
half
for another 2
hour.
hours? We're good. I got a whole
I
other 30
gotta
racks in the
wake up,
garage.
and I'm running a job at the moment, so I gotta be there.
No, I've got to be at work early too, unfortunately.
Thank you, Brad. Jack, I'll drop these off on my way home from the job tomorrow, buddy. Since I could go right past your house.
Well, Ed, I want to say thank you for having us. It's been a great time.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun.
It really has.
I'm glad you did.
Anyone that's new here, that's just finding out for us the first time, thanks for coming in, hanging out with us. Ed's been a great host. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. I appreciate both of you joining me tonight. Collin, Conor, T.D.F, Road to Gold. Links to their TikTok, Instagram, YouTube channel are all down in the description. Nightbot has been spamming the room here and there with their YouTube URL. Show them some Flash Fam love and go over there, subscribe. I have a feeling about these two guys. I think they'll end up doing pretty good and be quite entertaining. Wheezin' Geezer TV says, yes, sir. New to me, but I'm sub now. Can't wait to see more from you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, my Aussie friend Brad. Thanks for being here. Next week is Open Line Tuesday. And then on March 4th, I have Whitewater or Carlos Miner joining me again from Gold Rush Whitewater. And on the 11th, I have Gail from Archaeology and Gold. We're going to be talking about her profession and gold. So those should be 3 great shows in the near future. Thanks again, TDF. I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us here tonight for Tuesday Night Hangout Live, because perfectly honest with all of you, you're the gold. You're the real treasure. But before I go and go through my spiel, I want to thank my friend Troy Johnson before becoming a YouTube channel member. Jason the Mason, the Flower Gold Wizard with the $49.99 super chat. Mandy's Candy for renewing her membership and being on the Flash team for 5 months. All Things Country, thank you. Karen, thank you. And Georgianne, thank you for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. Josh, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate each and every one of you in the Flash in Your Pan family. I need to stop that banner. So until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan, and you never know, it does happen. Maybe one day too, I'll meet you on the river, or you just might meet those guys out in the bush. But as my friend Swiftwater Tony says, see you out in the gold fields, gold diggers. But right now, this very second, we're out of here.
Tuesday night hangout live. We've had our fun. The camaraderie was strong. The night's been won. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Tuesday night hangout live is for all of you. Flash fan forever. We'll keep the vibe. Catch us next time. Let's keep
Night
it
comes to a
live.
close. We're feeling great. Flash fam is together. Whenever it feels just right. The wonderful guests, good times, and so much fun. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will return very soon. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic time. Camaraderie is strong, and we're built to last. Till next time, we look forward to seeing you again. Tuesday Night Hangout Live will be back soon. Give us a like. Don't say goodbye. Just see you later. Flash fam forever. Until we meet again.